Okay, so I think this is worth talking about because on paper, when you look at it, really, this is a non-story. This shouldn't even be talked about because they're currently top of the league. Like, Liverpool top of the league. But yet, I'm getting this opinion, I'm getting this vibe from social media, from channels on YouTube, by even friends of mine, as if Liverpool are under some kind of crisis, or specific players are not doing as well. Of course, this is what happens with expectation when you already win the league and you sign what appears to be like £1 billion in one window. I know it's not £1 billion, but it feels like it. Spend that much money and you actually are getting results. However, in more kind of dramatic ways that is fun on paper for the neutral, but disastrous if you're a fan because you're just emotionally destroyed each weekend. The new players that they've brought in, realistically, all of them hasn't really done great other than one in Etitike. Florian Wirtz being, of course, the main man involved in that. Also, questions to like maybe Frimpong, questions to, of course, Alexander Isak, which is still early days, but because of the price tag, because it's Liverpool, because they've already won the league and they're going to try and win it again, immediately there's all this pressure of, well, they're under a crisis. So if you're a Liverpool fan or a person, a human, then comment down below your thoughts on Liverpool's campaign. Yes, I do know this doesn't mean that I think they're falling apart or something, but there is this feeling from people online, people in the media, that Liverpool are having problems. Like, comment, and subscribe. And actually, the sponsor is not Mazzola Designs. It's actually my brother's company. If you are a, let's say, a bigger lad and you go gym and you work out, brothers just launched a brand new site called Infinity, which has gym wear, athletic, active t-shirts, which is specifically made to keep your shirt tucked in. This, of course, is for a niche market, but if you're someone that works out and you don't like your shirt being lifted up and showing your belly, this is definitely a niche kind of thing, but his product does work very well. And if this is for you, go check it out. And let's get into it. Now, in my Premier League prediction, I did indeed put Liverpool second. I didn't say they're going to win the league. My reasoning was because I felt like, and it was a dumb idea, but my idea was the fact that I thought that second season syndrome could be a thing in terms of Arne Slot, because a team that he took from Jurgen Klopp and didn't really change much to it really at all in reality, was already a team that completely knew each other, was an already very stable team and everyone know their position, everyone know their role. Now he's brought in a bunch of new players and had to try to remold and reshape the team, which is definitely a harder thing to do because some players are better in other positions, which is sadly also talked about other players. It's a fine balance, and he's got to balance that with, you know, Frimpong, who is very different to what Trent was, or of course Kirkes, who is very different to who Robertson is. Wirtz, very different to, I don't know, Curtis Jones or Diaz. There's a noise growing specifically with Florian Wirtz. Of course, £116 million, the price tag will always follow him, and it's unfortunate, but it is just what happens. They got Wayne Rooney on BBC coming out saying that Wirtz just damages the balance of the team. You got Jamie Carragher on CBS saying that he's just not at the races at all and not ready right now. Joining Liverpool, Wirtz has created 21 chances in the 7 games, including the Community Shield game. That's not precisely bad. The only person that's matched that is Jack Grealish at Everton. And because of the fact he's got 0 goals or 0 assists in the league or in the Champions League, he did get an assist in the Community Shield, by the way. I do find it dumb, this meme online with the 7 joke. It seems like something only 15-year-olds seem to find funny, but I see it everywhere. Now it is now 008. And I guess with Wirtz, even though he's been busy in games, you feel like he's involved in the build-up play. He's not exactly been effective in terms of his XA. His expected assist charts is 1.4 assists in, let's say, 8 competitive games. Last season, Szoboszlai kind of played as at number 10 with Diaz playing up top as well, who of course were main elements of that press. Now, Wirtz is a very different player to Szoboszlai in that way. Physically, he's definitely not anywhere near as similar to Szoboszlai because do you feel like he is just very lightweight? And keep in mind, this is why I thought Liverpool may not be as good and why I did put them in second place. I put Arsenal first, by the way. You can laugh later if you want, but feel free. But with Etitike or Isak or if it's Wirtz and Salah, there is of course Salah that of course has had a few games already that you're a bit concerned, but you can't take him off the pitch because he always makes something happen at some stage. But his performances, for the most part, isn't that. It's not what you should really expect from a player of his ability. He appears to not be that great for 80 minutes and then just is effective and makes something happen once in a game, and then that's what you remember him for. In my opinion, for me, he's just kind of too out of the way. He's not involved enough for me. I did make a unpopular prediction in my Premier League prediction video saying, what is your unpopular, prediction for what you think will happen this campaign? Just give me one thing you think that people will call you crazy for saying. I said I don't think Salah will score 10 or more non-penalty goals this season. I did say specifically in the Premier League. Of course, I know Salah is always on pens, and the only goal he scored that's in open play in Prem is against Bournemouth on the first day in the last minute. So far in 6 games, 1 goal in open play. So I'm still thinking that I'm on the same lines. Of course, I know he just needs 1 hat-trick against Leeds, and you laugh at me, but so far I'm taking it as a W. So yeah, I don't want to talk about Wirtz too much because he's obviously got insane quality, and for me, I remember I saw an article that everyone thought he'd go Bayern Munich, because that's what happens in Bundesliga. If you're not playing for Bayern and you're playing Bundesliga and you're very good, you go to Bayern. That's how it goes, pretty much. And he didn't go. The reason why, from what I read online, is that he felt like he'd be more shoehorned into the system at Bayern than what he would do at Liverpool. I kind of don't know how they came to that conclusion, but it came to it. I think Wirtz took a big risk by going to Liverpool. If he stayed in Bundesliga, play for Bayern, he'd probably be on 3 goals and 4 assists by now already. And the feeling from people in Germany seems to be that Liverpool is just not playing him in the way that he should be played. Leverkusen were able to build a team almost around Wirtz and his ability. Liverpool can't really do that. And the question is, does this make Wirtz a system player? The thing is, for me, in my opinion, almost every single player in the world is in some way a system player. At this level of football, the top level, most players can't just go into a brand new team, to a brand new setup, regardless of tactical cohesion or form, and just expect us to play the same way they should be expected to play, without knowledge of their teammates, what they're going to do, where do they run, how do they track back. You need to know these things so that you feel like you're in full flow, so that you can just play without truly thinking. So to move away from Wirtz, what else is happening at Liverpool? Well, defensively, there's a few question marks here. Kirkes isn't having a great start. Frimpong, again, he's adapting, but he's a very attacking-minded player that his final ball at times could be left wanting. In the opening 10 games of this year, they've had only 2 clean sheets, one against Burnley, which I don't think had a single shot all game, so yeah, fair play. And their late winners against Bournemouth, Newcastle, Atletico Madrid, Burnley. Was it just papering over cracks? The centre-back problem has always been an issue for them. They wanted Gehi, a few times in the window, and especially at the end, couldn't get it over the line, which is a real shame because they desperately do need a centre-back. Konate has been commanding at times, has been good at times. However, he's just got always an error in him. He's always a bit more erratic. He's not a calm, composed head that what you expect from Virgil van Dijk. And at the club right now, they've signed Leone, who's a young Italian lad that looks actually quite decent, but torn his ACL in the cup. And then there's Joe Gomez. And that's pretty much all their options. Maybe Liverpool last year got lucky injury-wise. They didn't really have too many injuries that really impacted the main squad, so they were always consistent in their lineup. This time round, they've brought in about £450 million worth of players. You've got to try to put them in this team somehow and play them. So they're rotating a lot more. They're not in a rhythm as much as they used to be. Etiti or Isaac starting a game. Would it be Frimpong? Would it be Conor Bradley? Would it be Kirkes? Would it be Robertson? Would it be Curtis Jones? Would it be McAllister? Gakpo? Would Wirtz go wide? Liverpool right now, they don't know their best team. And that's a problem. Of course, we're only 6 games in. Things can change very fast. And it feels weird to say this video when Liverpool are literally still top of the league, winning 5 of their first 6 games, and their loss was in the last minute of the game against Palace, who Palace are 18 games undefeated. So is this completely pointless? Perhaps. This weekend though, they got Chelsea away. If they do not beat Chelsea, then they have the entire international break, then people may actually start talking a lot more. They do have United at home then after the international break. I think you all know what's going to happen there. United will somehow, that game, turn good and get a result somehow. Or Liverpool smashes them 4-0, I don't really know. So yeah, it's a bit odd right now. By no means do I think Liverpool are falling apart or something, but they're not the same. And this is why I felt like they may not win the league this year because of this reason alone. There's a lot of new things happening, and can Slot piece it all together? We're going to find out. So comment down below your thoughts on Liverpool this campaign. Wirtz in particular, because he's a massive talking point. Wirtz obviously has great quality. but the team cannot be built around him like what it was at Leverkusen, and that could be a problem for him. Hope you guys did enjoy, and I'll see you guys next time. See ya.